way of reading the Elder Scroll.
They have a different way of reading
In the
it?
depths of Black Reach, one yet lies. Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Drimmer City slept, the yearning spire, hidden learnings kept.
What is this Black Ridge?
Under deep, below the dark, the hidden keep, Tower Mazark. Of Tan, the point of puncture, of first entry, of the tapping. Delve to its limits, and Black Reach lies just beyond. But not all can enter there. Only Septimus knows the hidden key to loose the lock, to jump beneath the deathly rock.
How?
Two things I have for you. Two shapes. One edged, one round. The round one for tuning. Dwemer music is soft and subtle, and needed to open their cleverest gates. The edged lexicon for inscribing. To us, a hunk of metal. To the Dwemer, a full library of knowings, but empty. Find Mazark and its sky dome. The machinations there will read the scroll and lay the lore upon the cube.
Aha.
Trust Septimus. He knows you can know.
So... what exactly does Snickers do with this sphere?
The deepest doors of Dwemer listen for singing. It plays the attitude of notes proper for opening. Can you not hear it? Too low for hearings?
No, Snickers cannot hear it, but strangely enough, Septimus, you seem to be making some sense here. And the cube, what does Snickers do with that?
To glimpse the world inside an Elder Scroll can damage the eyes.
Yes, Snickers
or
read.
the mind, as it has to Septimus.
Well, you're
The
lucid enough
Dwemer
to know.
found a loophole, as they always do, to focus the knowledge away and inside without harm.
Aha.
Place the lexicon into their contraption, and focus the knowings into it. When it brims with glow, bring it back, and Septimus can read once more.
Very interesting. So, what do you want with the Elder Scroll exactly?
Ooh, an observant one. How clever to ask of Septimus. This Dwemer lockbox. Look upon it and wonder. Inside is the heart. The heart of a god.
The heart of
The
Lorcan?
heart of you and me. But it was hidden away. Not by the dwarves, you see. They were already gone. Someone else, unseen, unknown, found the heart, and with a flair for the ironical, used dwarven trickery to lock it away.
Heart of which god?
The scroll will give the deep vision needed to open it. For not even the strongest machinations of the Dwemer can hold off the all-sight given by an Elder Scroll.
Heart of which god? Snickers has heard the tale about how the Nerevarine of Morrowind destroyed the heart of Lorcan, and thus destroyed the evil Dagoth Ur. Are you saying there are remains of that heart, or is it a heart of another god? Certainly the tales of Morrowind of old, they are not uplifting exactly. They are quite scary. The way that Dagoth Ur and also the ancient gods of Morrowind put to use the heart of the real, the true gods, it brought disease and blight and terrible things. Sneaker supposes he will have to go to this tower of Mzark. He thinks the Dwemer language is strange. Below Alftand. It does provide an excellent opportunity to...
I'll know your lost unknown and rise to your depths.
It seems to be an excellent opportunity to study the ancient dwarves. Lots of books you have here. Any good ones that Sneakers has not read already? Oh, he has read this. And this Dwemer Inquiries. Their architecture and civilization. Yes. Since Sneakers is going into the Dwemer depths, he will spend a bit of time reading this book, actually. Prepare, sort of. This is written by one Thelwe Helene, a scholar who says it has been my life's work to investigate the Dwemer, the dubious history of and mysterious banishment. My goal with this text is to share my findings and conclusions based on 80 years spent studying the unique architectural remains. The migration of the Deep Elves from their ancestral Dwemereth, now Morrowind, is a generally accepted fact. Yes, they disappeared somehow. Recorded history supports this, specifically mentioning the Rurkan clan's refusal to join King Dumak in the forming of the First Council and their subsequent exodus to Hammerfell. To Hammerfell! The architectural premise is also sound, as the building habits of the dwarves adapted and changed, albeit slowly and in subtle ways, over time and land. I propose that some of these differences are stylistic as well as practical. Traditional viewpoints suggest that the Vardenfell Dwemer were the most prolific of their kind. Based on my excavations throughout Skyrim, Morrowind and High Rock, I'm not sure that this is the case. While Vardenfell is almost cluttered with dwarven ruins, poking through the surface of the landscape, the construction of those ruins is fundamentally different from the majority of what I've observed elsewhere. Further, as we delve into the Vardenfell ruins, we notice that their internal structure is quite different. While major civic and operational chambers are found near the surface of a Vardenfell ruin, that is not typically the case on the mainland. Minor passageways and storage rooms are near the surface, but more important locations don't occur until we explore much deeper. Because such major locations... well, I suppose... Sticker supposes that means you will have to go really deep inside the earth. Because such major locations are well hidden in Dwemer ruins outside of Morrowind, many scholars believe they were in fact not present in ruins outside that province. This premature conclusion led some to believe such sites to be mere outposts. My research has shown this not to be the case. There are a few theories that might explain this difference. Perhaps clan architects simply had their own styles and preferences. This seems only somewhat likely, as dwarven techniques were based on empirical study. There was likely little room for creative interpretation. Geological makeup of the terrain almost certainly did play a role, especially in a region like northern Skyrim, where the ground near the surface is very rocky and often frozen, versus the volcanic substrate common in Vardenfell or the ubiquitous aquifers found in Hammerfell. It's possible that dwarven architects in the north were not even able to excavate larger structures until reaching more pliable stratum. This scholar would like to suggest, however, that many structures west of Morrowind will be built after the year 420 of the First Era. When the clan Rurkan left Vardenfell, it seems evident that several clans broke off to create their own settlements and chose to live in greater isolation than their eastern brethren. This theory is particularly fascinating because it leads me to believe that dwarven architects may have developed even more elaborate methods of hiding their strongholds over time. This opens the distinct possibility that undisturbed dwarven archaeological sites exist throughout Tamriel. Even in southern areas like Cyrodiil or Black Marsh, where dwarves are not believed to have ever had a significant presence. Though we ought not to get carried away on flights of fancy, one could extrapolate this logic to suggest that some dwarven clans were living among us for much longer than previously believed. Perhaps beyond the disappearance during the War of the Red Mountain in the year 700 of the First Era. Dwemer Inquiries Volume 2 by the same person. So this seems to be about how the Dwemer were into mathematics, metallurgy, architecture more than religion. This does not interest us as much. Dwemer History and Culture by Hasvat Montabalis of Morrowind 200-300 years ago. So denigrating for